Hudson Baby Bourbon is an award-winning whiskey produced by Tuttletown Spirits. This is a farm distillery located in Gardner, New York, in the southeastern portion of the state, just west of the Hudson River. Tuttletown Distillery was founded in 2003 by Brian Lee and Ralph Orenzo. This marks the first operating distillery in New York since Prohibition. In 2017, the company was acquired by William Grant & Sons. These are the guys who own Balvenie, they own Glenfiddich, Hendrick's Gin, Brugal, a number of super premium spirit brands. The distillery is housed in a 220-year-old repurposed granary. It was specifically a structure found within the Tuttletown Grist Mill, which is a landmark listed on the National Register of Historic Places in New York. The grain bill of this bourbon is very unique, and it's one of the main reasons I featured it on the review this week. Most of the time, bourbon is made with 51% corn, as is required, and then a mixture of rye and malted barley. And then occasionally you'll see bourbons use wheat, and these are brands such as Pappy Van Winkle, Weller, Maker's Mark, and Larceny. Hudson Baby Bourbon's grain bill is 100% corn, all of which is sourced from within the state of New York. So this is terroir-based bourbon. Another unique aspect of their process is they place these big bass speakers strategically around the barrel house, and this low hum creates an agitation, a slight shaking, which actually speeds up the extraction of the oak character into the whiskey. Hudson is a relatively young bourbon with batches not exceeding 4 years in the barrel. This can be a bit off-putting for some bourbon consumers who equate quality with age. And in this case, it could not be further from the truth. Hudson is fantastic, and it's won a number of awards, including taking double gold in 2013 from 2 different distinguished spirit competitions. Tasting notes provided by the distillery include a bright, defined palate with a warm finish and notes of marzipan and roasted corn. Let's give it a try. Ooh. Almonds and honey and kind of sugar, a bit of corn, roasted corn, that slightly vegetal kind of earth quality, but it really has a candied almond toffee character on the nose. Very minimal burn, which with these Rastal Tech Coup glasses, because of how funneled the nose is, you pick up heat very well. If there's any hint of it, the Tech Coup glass will tell you. And this is minimal heat. The nose is incredibly smooth with those elements that I mentioned a second ago. The nose is just like the palate. Beautifully balanced, very minimal burn, soft around the edges, honey and nuts. Almond specifically is jumping out at me, which the flavor profile that the distillery provides compares it to marzipan. And marzipan is a confection that is, I believe, made with like an almond meal with some sort of sweetener, either sugar or a honey. Comes in these little bricks, kind of looks like toffee. I see what they're saying because there's a slightly candied character here. Honey Nut Cheerio kind of thing going on, but with a little roasty corn quality behind it. Very round, very balanced on the palate and the nose. Gosh, I'm waiting for the burn and it just doesn't come. It is so smooth. It's stunning. I mean, it's a young bourbon. Under 4 years, that's the age statement. Young bourbon. But it's so soft. There's nothing crass about it. This is delicious. It is delicious. I wouldn't add rocks. I wouldn't put it in a cocktail unless the cocktail is all about the spirit. This is absolutely good enough to be consumed neat. And I wouldn't have it any other way. This is delicious. Honey Nut Cheerios. Just, that's what this is. It's about medium light body, so it's not big, it's not brash. It is well-rounded. It fills the whole palate, and it, you know, touches everywhere in there. It hits all of your senses very well. Such a unique nose. There is no bourbon that I have had yet that has a nose quite like this. And probably because most bourbons are gonna have 51% corn, of course, but then the remainder of the grist bill is usually rye and malted barley. Sometimes they use wheat. So for this to be 100% corn, it really is a unique nose and palate, but the nose is very different in a good way. Oh, so good. You've got to try this. It's super good. Hudson Baby Bourbon. Doing the work, man. Doing the work. I'm a bit surprised at the number of people who haven't tried this bourbon, or even further, who think that bourbon can only be made in Kentucky, let alone New York. In fact, New York had a rich distilling tradition before Prohibition, and then it all got wiped out. And for these guys, Brian and Ralph, to have the gall to revitalize the distilling traditions in New York, I have to give them a big round of applause because they did a great job. In fact, in 2017, New York boasted the second highest number of craft distilleries in America. Well played, Hudson. Well played.